How's it going, everybody? Henry here, and in this video I'm going to show you how you could create your own personal training business. If you do like the video, please give it a thumbs up, put a comment below if it's beneficial, and enjoy. Alright, so this is how to start a personal training business for beginners. This is what I would do if I was going to try to start my own personal training business and I was newer to personal training, not having a lot of experience or just getting back into it. But this is a short plan that I would use to get there. So a quick outline on what we're going to go over here is we're going to go over a goal. So what is the goal of the business? How do you see yourself living, and the why behind what you're doing. A quick business plan. I'm going to have a sample outline that I put together. It's very generic, but it's what steps I would take if I was a new trainer coming in, looking to build a personal training program for myself or business for myself. And you could follow these steps and absolutely do it. There'll be some challenges, of course, but it's very doable. Nothing that is extreme or very attainable for anybody that want to try it. And then commitment. What kind of commitment would it take, both financial and time, to complete this? So if we dive into the goal portion, it's very important to have a goal when you set to a task. So if you want to create a personal training business or brand or something like that, we really have to establish what that means to you. Because it could be different depending on the person. So some people's goals are going to be different than others, how much money they want to make, what their lifestyle is going to be, and stuff. So that's a really important thing that we look at. So, what do you want to achieve with your business? Why are you wanting to do this versus just be a personal trainer at somewhere, being an employee, where you don't have the responsibility that comes along with all this and the risk. So the first question I would ask is, what is your goal lifestyle? So what is it that you want to live like? Do you want to work from home? Is that your goals? Do you want to be able to build a business that you can work from home? Because that's absolutely doable. Do you want to build a gym? So is your goal to own your own business and have an actual gym that's yours, where you own the programs, the weights, the whole thing, and maybe grow it to multiple gyms, build your own gym empire, whatever you want to do there. Do you want to be able to travel? Do you want to be laptop lifestyle, where you're able to build this online business that you can take wherever you want to go, because that's absolutely doable too? Or do you just want financial freedom? Depending on when you're watching this, we're going through the quarantines right now in America, and so there's a lot of personal trainers out there that were working and now they're not, because they don't have access to the gym and they didn't really do anything to prepare for this, which most people didn't. And this is something that's never happened before for most of us, and it's just something they weren't prepared for. And so you may have had money saved up, but you're not able to continue to bring in the kind of money that you were as a personal trainer. And so you might want to just have that freedom to where you're not dependent on a place being open or not for your job to be successful. It could be something else, but I think these are some major ones that hit home for most people. How much money do you need to make to accomplish these goals? Obviously, a lot of that's dependent on your expenses. The number one thing I would say is get your expenses down to as low as possible, but that's for another video. This one is just basing on building a business from there. So let's dive into the business plan. So this is why most people are here watching this video, is the business plan and what you can do to achieve these results. Again, this is what, if I was starting out as a personal trainer, or if I was going back into personal training or whatever, what I would do from the beginning to the end to get me to where I had my own business from there. So first thing is obviously get certified. You have to be a certified personal trainer. If you're looking for a cheap certification, you could use something like Expert Rating. It's a certified personal training program, very inexpensive, as low as $70 to do right there. They're not going to be accepted at all gyms, so that's something to consider when you're getting your certification. There's ones that are going to be a little bit more expensive, but they're going to have a wider range of acceptance. But obviously check with the gym that you want to work with, but it's absolutely doable to do something with Expert Rating, something like that. I'll put a link in the description if you want to get started with that. Alright, so once you're certified, the next step is find a local gym that you can do the one-on-one personal training at. When you're doing your certification, I would make sure to communicate with that gym first that it's an accepted personal training certification, because you would hate to spend the time and the money on something that's not accepted. But Each gym is different on what they accept. There's some few national ones that you can look at, like NASM. I would say it's probably accepted everywhere, so you could do that one too. But so find the gym that you want to do your one-on-one personal training at. And then from there, what you need to do is you need to create social media accounts and a Facebook group for your clients and prospects. So you probably already have a social media account for your personal life, and I would either one, rebrand that as your personal training one that you're just going to use going forward, or create a separate one that you're going to use. But with the way technology and social media impacts the way it bleeds through business, I highly recommend just changing over your personal accounts, unless you're going to make them private or something like that, and just use it all to promote your business, which is your personal training. It's free to do all these. The Facebook group is going to be really good because you're going to want to put anybody that signs up with you as a client, or anybody that you do a consultation with and they don't sign up with you want to recommend them getting into your Facebook group, because you can post in there, you can interact with those people, allows you to get more touch points, to connect with the people more, and it's easier to generate business out of those people. Create a website to showcase yourself professionally. A professional website is going to be very beneficial. I use Wix.com. It's very easy. I'll put a link in the description for that if you want to use Wix.com, where you can set up your own personal website, but you can get your domain, and it's very simple to set up. I'm not a web designer type person, but allowed me to do my websites, and so I would recommend using something like that. But basically, you want to have a professional website. I highly recommend you buying your name, your first and last name, if possible, .com, because you can use that for many things down the road. But to brand yourself, if that's not available, then you can do your name and then add fitness on it or something like that. But get that website where you can showcase testimonials. That's going to be a big one. You can put your certifications. A lot of trainers do the binder where they have like all their stuff in there, and the binder's good, but we live in a digital age and you want to put that online. It's really cool if you're working in a one-on-one setting where a client joins the gym. You don't always see them when they join the gym, but the person that sells them the membership, when they set that fitness profile with you down the road, they can also recommend them check out your website where you can have blog posts and things like that. So it kind of builds some excitement and confidence in you as a trainer when they meet you, that you know what you're doing. So I highly recommend doing the website. And then start an email newsletter. So you want to get everybody's email that you can, that you meet, whether they're training with you or not. You want to collect their email. And the reason you want to do this separate from the social media accounts in the Facebook group, because you can communicate with people that way, is you don't own the Facebook group and you don't own the social media accounts. So those could be taken away at any time for any reason. Facebook could shut down your group. Instagram could shut down your page. Whatever you're using that way could be shut down. So I highly recommend getting the email addresses because you own them. If you do use something like Wix to set up your website, you can also set that up where you can set up a email capture system in it, and so that way anytime you do a blog post update on your website or video, whatever you do, it'll automatically send an email out to all the people on your email list, and you can build that. And you really want that, just that big bank of emails and connections outside of the social media, because you own those. So those are some things that I would do kind of in that order. All right, and so continued. The plan here is to work on your craft and build your personal brand while working in the gym. So, you're a new trainer or you haven't been training for a while. You need to build up your skill set. I see a lot of these things where these personal trainers are becoming online personal trainers and they don't have any experience personal training. They just either, look good or something, and they're using that. And hopefully, if you're wanting to do this, you're in this for the right reason, and you can absolutely make money in personal training online without any experience or knowing what you're talking about, but just because you're physically fit and look good, you can leverage that and be successful. But that's not really who I'm talking to. I'm talking to hopefully the people that want to build a business and really help people and want to build their craft and get educated about what they're doing so they can make a difference in people's lives. And part of that is grinding in the one-on-one personal training. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have to deal with people in person. So it's going to help you. But then on the back end with the website and the Facebook groups and the social media, and then the big one, the email capture, where you're getting all that. You're building a back end connection to all these folks, over time. That's going to really benefit you. Over 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're going to really build a huge database of a following online. And these are people that are going to relocate over time and stuff like that, but you'll still have a connection with them, and they'll still be connected to you. That's what this is, a social media, email, and website. It's all about building a database of leads. This will give you the pool to market to help build your brand. There's also things you can do with social media, especially when you're local in the area, where you can search a hashtag to your local city or town and comment on people. Gary Vee, if you know who he is, he talks about that. I think it's he calls it his 2 cents method or something like that. But basically, you can comment on people, and you're just providing value, but they see you as your brand, and you've built this thing around your brand. When they end up thinking about that service that you provide, they'll connect to you. But that's the goal there. Once you're ready to make the jump from employee, you've got this whole thing set up. So, you could run into an issue where the business you're working at doesn't want you doing this, and that's a risk that goes into it. And also, if you're a gym owner and you're watching this video and you're like, well, I definitely don't want my trainers doing this, then if you're the gym owner, you should probably figure out a way where you can build something like this for your trainers. Because the one-on-one training just in the club, that's not enough anymore, and that's going to be a tough way to live. We've got to diversify. So if you're the trainer watching this to build up your obviously be cautious, have integrity. Don't do this in a sneaky way. You don't want to sell these people things that you can't sell at your job, right? So if you are a trainer there, you probably cannot be selling these people personal training programs through this. But right now it's all about building that database, so that way when you do make the shift, you have it and you can move on. Trainers have been doing this forever. Before it was a trainer could leave a gym and their clients would just follow. That's the way it goes. That's part of the business. But you need to be smart and build your online profile with this, so that way you have the ability to build your business as big as you want. And when you do leave, you can have a pretty consistent set of income. So that's something to definitely think about there. Commitment. This is definitely not a 90-day plan to 6 figures. It's not going to happen in 90 days. This is a plan that's going to take a lot of commitment to the time, and eventually you'll build success. I would say if you're doing this a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're going to really have that recognition in your town as you build up, your social media platform. You're going to have a lot of testimonials. Testimonials are the most beneficial thing that you can have. Video testimonials are great. Obviously, you can do text ones too on your website and stuff, but video is really good because it shows somebody saying something versus just a text, which could easily be faked. And so, I guess a video one could be too, but if you're building over time and people are seeing all the clients you're helping, you're really going to be able to make a difference with that. So that's why this is a long-term plan. And if you do this long-term way, you'll have long-term success with this, because you're going to enjoy training one-on-one. But, as you build that, you go from there. So, again, this was a real high-level video breaking down how you could go from regular personal trainer employee to starting your own business. It takes time, but you want to just train in the gym, build up your skill set, build that online profile, use it with authentic reviews and information and blog posts and things like that and videos. And then once you've got that built up big enough to where you think you could monetize it to equal whatever your goal was, whether it was that financial freedom, making more money than you're making one-on-one in the gym, whatever it is, then you make that switch, you leave the job, and you go right into that. And if this was something you had been building for a while, when this coronavirus thing happened and everybody got furloughed or whatever happened at your gym, maybe your gym closed, you would have had this database of people that you had connections to, more so than just the one-on-one clients that you'd been texting. You have people that have been along with you on the ride. People are at home. They're gaining weight. It would be a huge opportunity to monetize on it and grow. So that's my 2 cents. If you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And again, I put some links in the description. Check them out if you're wanting to build a website, or if you want to get a low-priced certification. You can absolutely do that through the description below. And stay tuned. I'm going to update some more videos on how you can grow your personal training business.